April 10, 1912. A magnificent ship, the largest the world had ever seen, set sail on its maiden voyage. The RMS Titanic was called Unsinkable, a floating palace of luxury and engineering brilliance. But just 4 days later, in the freezing waters of the North Atlantic, the unthinkable happened. The Titanic hit an iceberg. And within hours, it was gone. But was it really just an accident? Or is there more to the story than what we've been told? Welcome to today's episode of The Untold Story, where we uncover the secrets of history's greatest mysteries. Today, we dive into the Titanic, what really happened that fateful night. Let's begin. The Titanic was a technological wonder of the early 20th century. Built by the White Star Line, it was the largest ship ever constructed, stretching 882 feet long and standing 175 feet tall. It had luxurious cabins, a grand staircase, a swimming pool, and even a gym, something unheard of at that time. With 16 watertight compartments, the designers believed it was virtually unsinkable. But this belief would prove to be a fatal mistake. On April 10, 1912, the Titanic left Southampton, England, carrying 2,224 passengers and crew. Among them were some of the wealthiest people in the world, business tycoons, aristocrats, and even celebrities of the time. But alongside them were thousands of immigrants, hoping to start a new life in America. Everything seemed perfect. Until the night of April 14, at 11:40 p.m., the lookout crew suddenly saw a massive iceberg directly ahead. They rang the warning bell and shouted, "Iceberg, right ahead." The crew tried to steer away, but it was too late. The iceberg scraped along the side of the ship, tearing open 6 compartments. But here's the shocking part: multiple iceberg warnings had already been received hours before. Titanic's compartments were designed to keep water out, but there was a flaw. Once 5 or more compartments flooded, the weight of the water would cause the ship to sink like a seesaw. And that's exactly what happened. As water rushed in, the bow of the ship dipped, and within minutes, chaos erupted. Now, imagine this: you're on a massive sinking ship in the freezing Atlantic Ocean, and the crew tells you, there aren't enough lifeboats. The Titanic was built for 2,200 people but only had lifeboats for 1,178. Even worse, many lifeboats left half empty, as crew members followed of women and children first, ruled too strictly. One lifeboat, designed for 65 people, left with just 12 aboard. The result? Over 1,500 people were left stranded in the icy water, waiting for help that never came in time. The nearest ship, the Californian, was just 10 to 20 miles away. Its crew saw distress flares from the Titanic but never responded. Why? The Californian's wireless operator had turned off the radio for the night. If they had responded, hundreds of lives could have been saved. Meanwhile, another ship, the Carpathia, rushed to the scene, but by the time it arrived, only a few survivors remained. Now, here's something even stranger: why was the Titanic moving at full speed, despite iceberg warnings? Some historians believe the ship's captain, Edward Smith, was pressured to set a speed record to impress the world. But this decision, many argue, sealed the fate of the ship. A shocking theory suggests that the Titanic was already in trouble before it hit the iceberg. Researchers found evidence of a massive fire in the ship's coal bunker days before departure. This fire could have weakened the ship's steel, making it more vulnerable when it struck the iceberg. Did White Star Line executives know about this? Did they cover it up? Many questions remain unanswered. After the disaster, investigations were launched. Many blamed Captain Smith, but some pointed fingers at Bruce Ismay, the chairman of White Star Line, who allegedly pushed for higher speeds. Survivors described the horror of the night. the freezing waters, and the screams of those left behind. Many lifeboats didn't return to rescue those in the water, fearing they would be swamped. The world was left in shock, and new maritime safety laws were introduced to prevent such tragedies in the future. For decades, the Titanic lay undiscovered at the bottom of the ocean. But in 1985, a team led by Dr. Robert Ballard finally found the wreck, 12,500 feet below the surface. To this day, pieces of the Titanic are still being recovered. Many say that the ship is slowly disappearing, as deep-sea bacteria are consuming the metal, turning the Titanic into nothing more than a ghostly memory. So, what can we learn from the Titanic? It wasn't just an iceberg that sank the ship. It was human error, arrogance, and ignored warnings. The Titanic remains a symbol of both human ambition and the cost of overconfidence. But most importantly, it reminds us of the fragility of life, and how, sometimes, the greatest tragedies could have been avoided with just a little more caution. What do you think? Was the Titanic disaster simply an accident, or was there more to the story? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more untold stories of history.